8 stats to know. Dallas Mavericks defeat Los Angeles Clippers Game 3, 101-90. Dallas was Lob City resurrected in Friday's 101-90 win for the Mavericks over the Los Angeles Clippers in Game 3 of their opening round playoff series at American Airlines Center. Dallas took a 2-1 lead in the series with the decisive victory that was never really in doubt past the first quarter. Luka Doncic kept the Clippers on his hip even on an off-night shooting and finished with 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists. Kyrie Irving added 21 points on 3 of 7 3-point shooting and 6 assists. James Harden and Norman Powell both scored 21 for the Clippers in the loss. Here are 8 statistics that stood out as the Mavericks stuck their noses in front in the race to the 4 necessary wins. 0 of 8. Dallas shooting start from 3-point range. Once again, the Mavericks offense stayed in the shallow end throughout the first quarter against the Clippers, with LA getting out to a 23-18 lead after 1. The Mavs started the game a giant donut for the team's first 8 3-point attempts as the offense was searching for any semblance of a rhythm amidst a predictably salty Clipper defense and 2 early officiating reviews that made things choppy as well. Falling down. 9-4-12. Mavericks second quarter shooting start. Something clicked for the Mavs in the second quarter. They shot 9-4-12 from the field in the first 7 minutes of the second to feed what became a 16-2 run where the Mavericks seized control of things on their home court. The lob to Derek Lively too was a major player in the Mavs finding a rhythm, as were Jones' timely contributions. And once Doncic started to heat up, all the Clippers could do was call timeouts to stop the bleeding on the way into halftime. Doncic's second 3-pointer was a step back that put the Mavs in front, 34-32. With 7.36 left in the second. Washington cleaned up a broken play in transition with a slam before Doncic found a cutting Lively for a layup in the lane to extend the Dallas lead to 7, 41-34, with just over 5 minutes to play before the break. Lively scored 13 points on 5 dunks and 2 blocked shots at halftime. Dallas shot 14 of 22, 64%, overall and 4 of 7 from 3-point land in the second. 18 second quarter points allowed by the Mavs. While they were going to the rim on one end of the court, the Mavs were making it tough for the Clippers to manufacture any offense of their own on the other end. The Dallas defense clamped down and harassed the Clippers into just 7 of 20 shooting in the quarter. The Mavs doubled up the Clippers in the second, outscoring LA 36-18 to take control of things going into halftime. They manufactured the perfect second quarter response from the less than stellar start in the first. James Harden was the only thorn in Dallas' side in the first half, pacing LA with 14 points on 4 of 5 shooting from deep. Every other Clipper combined to shoot just 3 of 12 from 3-point territory in the first half. Goes inside. Oh, what a block from Gapper. Daniel Gapper. It speaks to how the offense has evolved this year, but even more, it says something about taking what a stingy Los Angeles defense has given the Mavs through 3 games in this series. 10 Dallas first half dunks. It turns out Lively's 5 first half dunks were just half of the story as the Mavs outscored the Clippers 32-14 in the paint to start the game. Dallas ended 10 possessions on dunks in the first half, the second most any team has had in a half of a playoff game in the last 25 years, according to ESPN. 19 Dallas combined steals and blocks, stocks. The Dallas defense racked up 6 steals and 5 blocks in the first half. And the defensive highlights didn't stop as the second half wore on. Perhaps the biggest moment of the early part of the fourth quarter came on a play where Paul George blew by Doncic, but Daniel Gafford was waiting for him in the lane on the ensuing drive. His outstretched left arm was strong enough to redirect George's dunk attempt for Gafford's 3rd blocked shot of the game. Just a minute and a half later, Washington stole the ball on a bad pass from Kawhi Leonard and started a break with Doncic that ended in another Washington dunk and gave the Mavs their largest lead of the night, up 86-67 with 9.40 to play. Gafford and Lively combined for 21 points, 6 rebounds and 5 blocked shots from the center position for the Mavs. Washington added 10 points, 5 boards and 3 steals. 52-36, Dallas points in the paint advantage. The Mavericks outscored the Clippers 52-36 in the paint in Friday's win. They're a tougher, grittier version of their former selves, and shedding that skin is the reason the Mavs are still one of the most dangerous teams in the Western Conference playoff race. Irving, three-pointer. That's Kyrie Irving. 19-8, Mavs win the turnover battle convincingly. Dallas turned the ball over just 8 times against the Clippers in a really tidy win. After committing 4 in the first quarter, the Mavs turned it over just once in both the second and fourth quarters to keep LA from coming back on them. 19, Kyrie Irving's second half points. Irving came off the court at halftime with just 2 points on 1 of 5 shooting. He came off the court 2 quarters later to raucous cheers with 2.47 left in the game and the Mavericks up 96-81. One of the biggest reasons for the comfortable margin at the end was Irving's own offensive explosion in the second half. He scored 19 of his 21 points in the second half and 11 of them in the fourth quarter. The Mavericks have come to count on Irving's scoring punch down the stretch, especially in closer games.